Welcome back to the deep dive. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. You know how this works. You suggest the source material, and we provide the insights.
Sounds like a plan.
And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here on the deep dive. Okay, so this time we're going deep into the world of AI.
AI. Fascinating.
But get this. Through the lens of a novel published in 1952. Way before AI was even like a glimmer in a computer scientist's eye. We're talking about Kurt Vonnegut's Player Piano.
Player Piano? I'm intrigued.
It's a story that really gets under your skin, especially now with all the talk about like AI taking over the world and all that.
Well, I'm ready to dive in.
So what can a story written over 70 years ago tell us about the future of humans and AI?
Well, it's truly remarkable how Vonnegut, writing in a time of, nascent computing, managed to foresee some of the societal tremors that widespread automation could cause.
It's kind of creepy how accurate he was about some things.
Player Piano doesn't just hand us a dystopian future, it dissects how we might sleepwalk into one.
Right. It's like he's giving us a warning from the past. Okay, so set the stage for us. What's the world of Player Piano all about?
All right, so imagine this. Ilium, New York, a shining example of technological advancement. But beneath that shiny surface is a society fractured into three distinct classes.
Three classes, huh?
At the top, you have the engineers and managers, the brains behind all these machines. They live in a world of privilege and intellectual stimulation.
The elite, basically.
Exactly. Then you have the machines themselves tirelessly churning away in their designated zones.
And then?
And then there's everyone else. Relegated to Homestead, a place where purpose and meaning have become as scarce as, a human-operated factory.
Okay, so it's almost like even with all this progress, all this amazing technology, we could end up creating a world where most people feel, irrelevant.
Precisely. And what's striking is that the technology itself isn't some futuristic sci-fi fantasy. We're talking pre-World War II levels of tech machinery, automation, but not quite artificial intelligence as we understand it today.
So not robots and spaceships and all that?
No, not quite. But it's the pervasiveness of this automation that's unsettling.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Street sweepers roam the streets unmanned. Factories hum with mechanical precision. Even seemingly minor incidents, like the one Paul Proteus, our protagonist, encounters with a cat at his workplace, are handled through automated protocols.
A cat?
Really? Yes. It's like a slow creep of technology into every facet of life.
It's like being slowly suffocated by efficiency.
Yes, and that brings us to one of the most chilling metaphors in the book. The tapes. Remember the scene where Paul discovers the lathe control tape that belonged to Rudy Hertz, a skilled machinist?
Yeah, it was like a physical embodiment of Rudy's expertise. All his years of skill distilled into a string of data.
Exactly. Think about that in the context of AI. We're already seeing algorithms that can replicate human skills, from writing code to composing music. What happens when that ability extends to even more complex tasks? What becomes of human expertise when it can be, replicated and even surpassed by a machine?
I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's not just about losing our jobs. It's about losing a sense of what it means to be human, to be skilled, to be valuable.
Exactly. And Paul's position makes this even more poignant. He's not just overseeing machines, he's managing the essences of people like Rudy, those tapes that contain the distilled knowledge of human workers. He's caught in this uncomfortable middle ground, straddling the human and the machine.
It's like he's a cog in the machine, but he's acutely aware of the human cost of that machine's efficiency.
Precisely.
And speaking of discomfort, there's that character, Finnerty, who seems to be living the good life right at the top of this system, yet he's deeply unhappy. What's his deal?
Right. Finnerty. He's the embodiment of disillusionment within the system itself. Here's a man who's benefited from the rise of automation, who holds a position of power and influence.
He's got it all.
He does. Yet he sees the hollowness at the heart of it all. He rails against the system that rewards conformity and obedience, that crushes creativity and individual expression.
So he sees the potential of AI, but he's also aware of the potential dangers.
I think exactly.
And he just up and quits the National Industrial Planning Board, right? Like drops out of the matrix. I mean, he was practically running the show.
He was.
It makes you wonder if even those who are like shaping the future of AI are having second thoughts.
It certainly does. And then we have this this wonderfully jarring counterpoint to the techno-utopia of Iliam the Shah of Bratpur.
The Shah.
Yes, this spiritual leader visits America.
Okay.
And he's utterly perplexed by what he sees. He calls our technology mud and straw, viewing it as a false idol that we worship at the expense of, well, our humanity.
It's such a brilliant way to shake up our perspective, right? We're so caught up in the dazzling potential of AI that we forget to ask, are we building a world that truly serves us? Or are we just chasing shiny objects?
It's like the people of Ilium have become so reliant on their machines, so obsessed with efficiency and progress that they've lost sight of, well, something fundamental. And the Shah, with his outsider's perspective, sees this with startling clarity. It's a reminder that our relationship with technology is not just about, algorithms and hardware. It's about our values, our beliefs, our understanding of what it means to be human.
Whoa. It makes you wonder, if we're so focused on optimizing everything, are we optimizing away the things that truly matter, like connection, purpose, meaning?
And that brings us back to Paul,
our protagonist.
Yes. He's clearly struggling with this very question. He feels adrift, purposeless in this world that seems to have no need for him. He seeks solace in Homestead, connecting with the people who've been, well, cast aside by the system, the ones who haven't fully succumbed to the allure of automation.
There's a real sense of desperation in their search for meaning, right? They form the Ghost Shirt Society, clinging to this idea of rejecting the machines and reclaiming their humanity. It's like a desperate attempt to grab onto something real, something tangible in a world that feels increasingly virtual and intangible.
And their discontent speaks to a very real anxiety that we're grappling with today. As AI becomes more sophisticated, as it infiltrates more aspects of our lives, we have to ask, what will become of those who are left behind?
Yeah.
What happens to those whose skills are deemed obsolete, whose jobs are rendered redundant?
It's not just about economic displacement. It's about existential displacement. If AI can do everything we can do, but, better and faster, what's left for us? What's our purpose?
And Vonnegut doesn't offer easy answers. He presents us with a spectrum of responses to this existential crisis. There's Lasher, the former chaplain who becomes the leader of the Ghost Shirt Society, trying to rally people against the machine. There's Bud Calhoun, the brilliant but ostracized engineer who keeps inventing new machines.
Even though his creations are used to replace them.
Yes. There's even the town barber.
Really?
Clinging to his craft as one of the last holdouts against automation.
Wow. It's like each character represents a different facet of our own anxieties about AI. Some fight back, some try to adapt, some simply resign themselves to their fate.
And then there's that poignant scene where Paul hears the song Mood Indigo on a jukebox.
Mood Indigo.
It triggers this wave of nostalgia, a longing for a simpler past. A time before machines dominated our lives. It's like that Rosebud moment from Citizen Kane, a yearning for lost innocence and meaning.
That scene really resonated with me. It's like we're so bombarded with information and stimulation these days, so caught up in the digital world that we're losing those moments of, genuine connection, those visceral experiences that make us feel truly alive.
That's a brilliant insight. Player Piano reminds us that the pursuit of progress shouldn't come at the expense of our humanity. We need to be careful not to lose ourselves in the quest for efficiency and optimization. We need to preserve those spaces for creativity, for emotional expression, for the things that make us uniquely human.
Right.
And then Vonnegut throws us another curveball with the play at the Meadows.
The Meadows.
This exclusive retreat for the elite. This play, seemingly celebrating the wonders of technology and progress, feels more like, like a propaganda piece designed to justify the status quo and silence dissent.
It's like they're trying to convince themselves as much as anyone else that this system is working.
Yeah.
That the sacrifices are worth it. But the human cost is undeniable, right?
Yeah.
It's lurking beneath the surface, like a shadow that can't be ignored.
Precisely.
It makes me think of how we talk about AI today. Are we being sold a utopian vision that ignores the potential downsides? Are we being lulled into complacency by the promise of convenience and efficiency without fully considering the ethical implications? Are we, like the characters in Player Piano, sleepwalking into a future we haven't truly consented to?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And Player Piano doesn't offer any easy answers.
Right.
But it does force us to confront these uncomfortable truths, to look beyond the shiny veneer of technological progress and grapple with the messy human complexities beneath.
And that's when the tension boils over, right? The Ghost Shirt Society launches their rebellion, desperate to disrupt the automated systems that control their lives.
Their rebellion, while chaotic and ultimately futile, is a powerful symbol of our own anxieties about AI. It reflects a deep-seated fear of being controlled, of losing agency, of being, rendered irrelevant in a world increasingly shaped by machines.
It's like they're screaming into the void, trying to make their voices heard above the hum of the machines.
Exactly.
And even though their efforts are ultimately crushed,
yes,
it raises the question, how long can we ignore these anxieties before they erupt into something more, more widespread, more destructive?
That's the chilling undercurrent of Player Piano. It's not just a warning about the dangers of AI. It's a warning about the dangers of complacency, of failing to engage with the ethical and societal implications of the technologies we create.
And the ending of the book is so ambiguous. The rebellion is quashed, Paul is arrested, but there's this sense that the cycle will just repeat itself, right? Like nothing has really been resolved. Unsettling, isn't it?
Yeah. That ambiguity is intentional. Vonnegut isn't trying to offer a simple solution or a happy ending. He's forcing us to grapple with the complexities of the issue, to recognize that the future of AI is not predetermined, but something we actively shape through our choices and actions. And that's what makes Player Piano such a powerful and enduring work. It's not just a cautionary tale. It's a mirror reflecting our own deepest anxieties and aspirations.
It's like even in this world that's, teetering on the edge of chaos, Vonnegut shows us these glimmers of hope.
Yes.
Reminders of what makes us human, what we're fighting to preserve.
Exactly.
Take Paul and Finnerty, for example. They come from completely different worlds, practically on opposite sides of this societal divide.
Yeah.
And yet they develop this weird, almost grudging respect for each other.
Their relationship is a fascinating study in contrasts. Paul, initially a staunch defender of the system, is drawn to Finnerty's, rebellious spirit, his willingness to question everything.
And
Finnerty, on the other hand, sees in Paul a yearning for something more, a flicker of the humanity that he himself has, almost lost.
It's like they're two sides of the same coin, each challenging the other to see the world from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in those moments of genuine connection, even amidst all this conflict, that you see a spark of hope.
I agree.
And then there's Lasher, right?
Whoa.
The leader of the Ghost Shirt Society. He's this complex figure, or a former chaplain who's like lost faith in organized religion, but still believes in the power of the human spirit.
Lasher represents that part of us that yearns for something beyond the material, beyond the purely rational. He understands that the battle isn't just against the machines themselves, but against the dehumanizing forces that drive our obsession with technology. He's fighting for a world where human values, human connection, human dignity are not, sacrificed on the altar of efficiency and progress.
It's inspiring in a way.
It is.
And it's not just these grand sweeping narratives, right?
Right.
There are these little moments throughout the book that really highlight the importance of human connection, like when Paul bonds with Alfie, the TV repairman, over their shared love of old music.
That scene is so touching because it reminds us that even in this highly automated world, there's still a place for, artistry, for shared passions, for those moments of genuine connection that transcend our differences.
Yeah, it's like music becomes this bridge between two souls who are otherwise lost in this vast impersonal system.
Exactly.
And then there's that powerful scene where Paul visits his childhood home.
Oh yes.
This old farmhouse that's been preserved as a kind of like a museum. It's like stepping back in time,
Mm-hmm.
a stark reminder of what's been lost in the pursuit of progress. It makes him realize how much we've sacrificed for the sake of convenience, how disconnected we've become from nature, from our own history.
That visit to the farmhouse is a pivotal moment for Paul. It's a wake-up call, forcing him to confront the hollowness of the world he's helped create. He sees the beauty and simplicity of a life lived in harmony with nature, a life where human connection is not mediated by machines.
Right, right. It's like he's finally seeing the world through new eyes, stripped of the illusions that have been so carefully constructed around him.
And that brings us to the climax of the story, the ghost shirt rebellion.
Yeah, yeah. It's this desperate, almost primal act, a last-ditch effort to reclaim agency in a world that feels increasingly out of control.
The rebellion, while chaotic and ultimately tragic, represents that primal human urge to fight for what we believe in, to resist oppression, to reclaim our dignity.
It's a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit yearns for freedom, for autonomy, for a world where we are not, mere pawns in someone else's game. But the ending, it's so open-ended. The rebellion is crushed, Paul is arrested, and yet there's this sense that the struggle will continue, that the questions raised by the book will linger long after the final pages turn.
That's the genius of Vonnegut. He doesn't offer easy answers or neat resolutions. He leaves us grappling with the complexities, the ambiguities, the profound questions that will continue to shape our relationship with technology for generations to come.
So it's not a prediction.
No.
It's more like a provocation.
Precisely. It's a call to action, urging us to be conscious creators of our future, not passive consumers of someone else's vision.
So what does all this mean for us? Living in a world where AI is becoming more and more integrated into our lives every day, what are the key takeaways from this 1952 novel that can help us navigate the complexities of the 21st century?
Well, I think the most important lesson is this. We can't afford to be passive observers. We have to be active participants in shaping the future of AI, ensuring that it aligns with our values, our aspirations, our understanding of what it means to be human. We need to be mindful of the potential risks, yes, but also open to the incredible possibilities that AI offers.
It's like we're standing at a fork in the road.
Yes.
One path leads to a future where AI enhances our humanity, empowering us to solve our greatest challenges and create a more just and equitable world. The other path leads to a future where AI diminishes us, eroding our values, our autonomy, our very sense of self.
And the choice ultimately is ours. The future is not predetermined. It's something we create collectively through our choices, our actions, our willingness to engage with these complex issues. So let's choose wisely.
Let's choose a future where AI serves humanity, not the other way around. Player Piano is it's like a time capsule from the past, but it's also a mirror reflecting our present anxieties about AI and the future. It's a story that stays with you long after you finish reading it, prompting you to question everything you thought you knew about technology and its role in our lives.
And that's the power of great literature, isn't it?
Yeah.
It transcends time, offering insights and perspectives that remain relevant across generations. Play Piano is a must-read for anyone who wants to understand the deeper implications of AI and its impact on our world. It's a reminder that the future is not something that happens to us. It's something we create.
So what are we waiting for? Let's get out there and start building that future, one that reflects our highest values, our deepest aspirations, our unwavering belief in the power of human ingenuity and compassion.
And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Share your thoughts, your hopes, your fears about AI. Let's keep exploring these vital questions together, because the future of humanity depends on it.
That's it for this deep dive into Player Piano. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more mind-expanding explorations. Until next time, keep those neurons firing and keep diving deep.